Hello, Ohio State fans. Welcome to Ohio State's Esports. My name is Joel Harvey. We are going to be bringing you some Overwatch action tonight. League of Legends, Rocket League, other two games, but tonight it's Ohio State's Esports Overwatch. I'm joined by my friend Jeremy Sussman. Jeremy, how's it going?
Good. How are you today, Joel?
I'm doing swell. It's been a long day, Tuesday, almost halfway through the week, but we have some exciting content bringing you tonight. Ohio State's Overwatch team will be playing two matches tonight. To start off, we'll be playing the University of California Berkeley, and then we'll be finishing the evening with a match against Ohio State University versus the Waterloo Warriors. And Waterloo Warriors actually over in Ontario, Jeremy. Over in Canada. That should be a fun match, crossing the border right there. But tonight we will be bringing you those two matches, starting off with University of South Carolina. And looking at University of South Carolina, they're not a bad team, actually, Jeremy. And both of us, OSU and California, University of California, it should be a pretty even match. If we're looking, let's take a look at Ohio State's rankings. Coming into tonight's matches, we are ranked 11th in our Swiss rounds, a very high in rank. 2-0, picking up 2 wins against UT Austin last week, and the University of South Carolina looking to pick up 2 more wins. Jeremy, I'm excited to bring this content, and I hope you are as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We're currently 2-0 coming into this, and the University of California Berkeley looks to be a very formidable team, which we're going to be seeing first, as you said. And I mean, we've got, a team from up north, from our top hat, as we say, of America, which is going to be great coming in. And, my hope coming from an Ohio State standpoint is, this is like Napoleon's Battle of Waterloo. We can take them down very swiftly. So, I mean, we've seen, as you said, OSU is currently ranked 11, high-powered, some great players on Ohio State's team. We have some great tanks, great DPM, and some great support players all come together to create an amazing premier team.
Absolutely, some great players on the side of Ohio State. Let's actually take a look at some of our players here. On our tank lineup, let's talk about Potatoes. Potatoes picking up player of the game from us casters. Last week, player of both games, actually. An outstanding performance or showing by Potatoes. Has excellent Reinhardt, also a Winston, depending on what composition Ohio State is running, whether it's that double bubble composition, Monkey Winston dives in the back line, or a rush composition with Reinhardt and Orisa. And Potatoes comfortable with either one, and his tank duo that we've been seeing, Yan. Yan and Potatoes has great synergy. Jeremy, and I'm excited to see them.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here. And it looks like we're going to go on to our first map right now, which is set to Oasis. I think that, the players to look out for Ohio State are those two players, Potatoes and Yams. But, I mean, we also have DC being an amazing player. He's currently their shot caller, playing a lot of Lucino, which is definitely very interesting to see as someone who's playing Lucino and being the shot caller. Definitely another player to look out for.
So DC Star actually coming up for support. Eski, I think, Jeremy. Eski is the person that you wanted to be talking about there. Eski, main shot caller and alt tracker for the team. Kind of a team leader, stepping up into that role as the main support player. And let's not forget about our DPS. We have Grab and Performance coming in. Performance, definitely top DPS player. Number 2 in the Collegiate Esports DPS players for Overwatch. Number 2, and he is here at Ohio State University representing Ohio State Overwatch team. Let's get in. We will be going into Oasis. Just like Jeremy said, Oasis control style map, King of the Hill, 3 points. You have to capture at least 2 to secure the map win. And let's take a look right here at our lineups, Jeremy. We see Ohio State up on the left side, Potatoes, Yan, Performance, Grab, Eski, and DC Star. And also, Cal Esports, Mr. Bull, I would say. Mr. Bull, Logic Nomad, Polytech or Polytech Lime, Blue Boss, and Spidey playing the Lucio. As we are getting into our action, we already see Logic pick up an elimination on the side of Cal Esports. Cal Esports pick up 3 eliminations up at the top right of your screen, and it looks like they will be pushing Ohio State back and taking control of this first point.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see, Potatoes got taken down, and as soon as their main player, Tank, got taken down, it was back to the retreating line for Ohio State University. We see already Cal Esports taking a very fast upper hand for that first part and going into the next battle.
Ohio State regrouping, ready for this next attack. Cal Esports picking up that percentage though. 20% already built, have to get to 100 as Logic find DC Star in the back line, but Ohio State strikes back with vengeance. Performance picking up an elimination along with SD Performance taking pot shots on the high ground, trying to pick up Marlboro. Oh, I see it now. Marble. Performance find the eliminations on both takes there, and now Ohio State taking control of this point.
Yeah, I mean, we really needed to see, with already Cal having 36% on that point, Ohio State needed to have a good attack on this, and it looks like with the help of Potatoes and the rest of the Ohio State esports, it was really a decisive victory for that second attack.
We see Ohio State esports. Potatoes has the share. We know that he always loves to look for it in any team fight. Yeah, coming to Graviton Surge with the combo of the post bomb. Grab finding 2 eliminations, 2 squishies, the support, and Logic on McCree with the follow-up elimination on the Zarya and picking up 4 kills. Grab already making a statement early in this match.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely see that Grab is definitely feeling comfortable right now with Tracer. Potatoes and Performance still have their ults. That McCree High Noon could come in handy with Potatoes. And on the other side of Cal, we have 4 players already with ults. Marvel, Logic, Nomad, and Spidey, as well as Blue Boss now all have ults.
Cal rolling in here with 6 ultimates. Let's see how they use this. Grab finds Logic in the back line. Potatoes committing the Shari, hits 2 on the ground. But Hanzo on the side of Cal Esports trying to keep the team up in the fight. He picks up 2 eliminations. Eski, Boopy, the Zarya off the map, and they're committing more ults here on California's side as they're trying to cap this point, trying to win this. The Shatter comes out from Marble, hitting the tanks on the back line, but there's not enough follow-up. And now Ohio State on the attack. Eski giving all of his team shields and allows Yan and Potatoes just to walk in. But Cal Esports is not out, and they're able to flip the point as they're trying to secure this team fight. Performance, the last one left alive on the side of Ohio State as the rest of University of California rolls in.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw Blue Boss with 2 very crucial kills coming into that fight. Without that kind of tank support, it was going to be unable for Cal U to take any kind of aggression, but it looks like they were able to do so. And it looks like they're going to gear up for another attack, Ohio State.
Lots of ultimates were used on the side of Cal Esports. Potatoes has another shatter. Hanzo looking aside, and now a huge shatter comes in, gets 3 on the ground, and Performance with the follow-up of a High Noon on the side, and the elimination on on Spidey. Spidey on the Lucio. Ohio State flips the point, and as percentage rolls up 5%. Cal Esports trying to make it back to touching the trigger overtime. It looks like they will, and now overtime is triggered. They have to stay on point just to have hope, as Performance is looking for Zarya in the backline, but gets caught out by his counterpart Logic. Potatoes looking to help the team, but OSU very dangerously low as they're trying to build post bomb, but Grab gets picked off. But Potatoes does nice. He finds 2 eliminations. Ohio State trying to close this map out. Picks coming in on both sides, Cal Esports and Ohio State, as Cal Esports flips the point, and Ohio State is backing out, just trying to regroup, get 1 more push in as a team of 6.
Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely going to be a close one. I thought that Ohio State almost had it for a second, but it looks like they're ready to go back for another attack.
They're walking into Marble, Shatter. Potatoes know he has it. He almost has a shatter of his own. Graviton being used. Hey, counter Shatter hitting 3 on the ground. The beat comes out by Spidey just a little bit late. Potatoes find Blue Boss, and now they're looking for more to finish this. Last team fight, overtime triggered by Ohio State, and Yan and Grab find the eliminations they need for Ohio State to secure this point as overtime ticks down. They're looking for the final elimination on Spidey, and the stall characters are coming in. University of California looking for more, and Performance switching over onto the Doofus to get back to the team fight. Performance find 2 eliminations and securing 1 point for Oasis for Ohio State University. Jeremy, these teams are so even. We are going to have a great set of matches tonight.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing that 1 point already, overtime, both at 99%, it was anyone's game. Performance changing that role quickly, really decided everything. He was able to get back in quicker with that new character and really able to take the fight to Cal Esports. Cal Esports, they had it. They had it in their grasp. They had the player advantage. They had the ultimates. They had everything. But Ohio State University in Performance, Potatoes, as well as Eski, able to really get that point back and take the point for Ohio State.
DC Star opted to run the Baptiste here over the Ana. Baptiste with the Immortality Field should make a difference. As Grab looking for the flank. Performance gets caught out by a headshot. As Lime now gives the opportunity for Cal Esports to roll in, but Marble falls low. But the rest of the eliminations are coming in on the side of Cal Esports as Ohio State is low. They lose DC Star for all the heals there, and as Eski falls, Cal Esports will be taking control of this point first.
Yeah, look at that pressure that Spidey was able to put on. It was crazy. It was able to get through the shields of Potatoes and really make a difference, get those kills in the back line, and kill off their DPN players. You know, it's going to be hard for Ohio State. They're going to have to regroup, and Cal takes the first part of the point.
Key Ultimate Nomad on the Ana almost had the damage boost. Nano, damage boost, and health. Performance gets eliminated by his counterpart, and now Potatoes gets stunned out of his shatter, it looked like. And California, they are looking pretty good on this second map. They did not like losing that first map, and they're trying to come back 2-1 to secure Oasis here.
Yeah, already at 42%. Ohio State's going to have to do something on this next attack, or it's going to be all things Cal. And it looks like they're about to gear up for the backline, but Potatoes does not have any semblance of an ultimate yet, which seems to be one of the driving forces for this attack.
Looking for a double stun on Potatoes, and yeah, 2 tanks as Grabs trying to find Lime in the backline, the Hanzo. We see Performance switching over to the Hanzo, see if he can apply some more pressure, and finds the Sonic Arrow elimination on Logic. That window is helping Performance, and he's finding more eliminations, and it's allowing Ohio State University to roll in onto point B, flip it back over to them. 78% build up for University of California, though, and Ohio State will be building percent of their own.
Yeah, but talk about percents. Let's talk a second about ultimates. You know, Cal's going to have 4 ultimates coming back in here, and Ohio State only has 2. They're building up to 3 more, but so far, if Cal goes in quickly here, they're going to have 4 ults to work with.
See how California uses this? Eski's very close to his B. He wants to get it, so he has it for the Graviton Dragon combo. He almost has it. He does have it there. Beats coming out on both sides. A full spawn grab combo being used on the side of Ohio State. As Lion finds DC Star with the Dragon tailing in, but Eski's there to follow up with his team to keep them support and try to keep them alive. But with DC Star gone, Eski cannot kill enough on Lucio, and Cal will be flipping the point back over, and they are 20% away securing Oasis this map.
Yeah, it just looked like that they were able to get a lot of 1v1s, and not something that you'd like to see on Ohio State's side. Getting those 1v1s really resulted in just players dying left and right and getting overwhelmed.
Both teams early in here. Overtime will be triggered as Logic looking for a flank, looking for the flank. high noon, but he gets caught up by Performance with a headshot, immediately one-shotting him, eliminating him from the fight, and looks like Ohio State will be able to flip this point over as Grab's looking for the on in the back on Nomad. He gets the support that he needs from Performance, and now 50% away from taking Oasis 2-0.
Nomad, he got caught out there. He really didn't have to. He had the exit, but it looked like he was trying to help his team and go in for the fight. But, it looked like he should have just taken the defense. They have the percentage. They just have to regroup and play as a team and get those ultimates. And then I think they have it. But taking those 1v1s really didn't do good.
Ooh, Spidey finding the headshot and grab, but Eski with the follow-up on Yam's Graviton. 3 elimination, and this is just what we're talking about. Eski, team leader, shot caller, ult tracker, and also big playmaker.
Yeah, again, it's that point of 1v1s. Eski just able to take that speed that he's able to get and just really get those kills in the backline that they needed, and it left Cal in a disadvantage in players.
Oh no, this is very dangerous. Line finds grab early, but the ultimate for Performance finds the one elimination. He finds the other support, and Ohio State comes back from the deficit on that map and secures Oasis, taking a early lead in the series 1-0. But definitely wasn't easy, Jeremy. University of South Carolina definitely made a run for Ohio State's money, and we definitely have a match here.
Yeah, California obviously had that 99% going into that second point, and it was really anyone's game coming into that. Ohio State was at 44% versus Cal's 99%, triggering overtime and keeping the point for so long. That just shows what kind of teamwork they have as a team. Eski with 3 crucial frags in that last point, really able to take down the entirety of Cal, and it just made a world of hurt. And I'm sure that Cal is going to be kicking themselves for that, because we had so close to just sweeping them at about 30 or 40% to just, being able to get that. And for both points, triggering overtime at 99% for both team, they're gonna come back on this one. They're definitely in for another map.
I would definitely say California is definitely down, but not out. Ohio State has to stay on their guard. Eski picking up those 3 eliminations right at the end. Only one to follow up with the Graviton from Yam, but everyone was low, and that was the main difference. I feel like that was the main difference. If Eski didn't get those eliminations right at the end, we might be seeing on map 3 on Oasis, but he did and secured the fight and secured the map win for Ohio State. Ohio State taking an early lead here, securing Oasis, our control map. Our next style map that we will be going to is Hybrid. Hybrid, you have to be taking control of a point and then move a payload through the rest of the map to complete it. And our map for Hybrid selection will be King's Road. King's Road is a favorite map for many players of Overwatch, common one. We're going to the UK, and honestly, I feel like teams scrim on this map almost every time they practice, Jeremy. It's a common one to scrim, and we see some fun strategies coming out from Ohio State here. We like to see the teleport strat on top of the tower on first point, put the Bastion turret right on top, shield him, and just push everyone away from the point as the rest of the team walks in. I'm excited to see their attack here. They typically run this and practice it in scrims and also playing in matches, and the rest of the league knows we do this, but it still works. So if it's ain't broke, don't fix it. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like a very viable strategy right now. If they're able to get themselves on top with that shield, they're basically invulnerable. And to be honest, it looks like it's just going to be an absolute slaughter if he's able to get up there. And we'll have to see if he's able to do so. I think that they will try it. And if they're on the attack first, which I believe they are, I think that we're going to see that very fast as we see the setup right now.
Ohio State, represented by Blue Team. Ohio State will be on the defense, starting off. The University of California Esports will be on the attack. Again, Down, but not out. Ohio State with an early lead, trying to pick up another win. If they win Kings Row, they pick up their third win of the season. Grab on the junk rat.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
A common pick on Kings Row. There's lots of objects to bounce around those grenades with Junkrat, and be a problem. It can definitely melt shields that both teams engaged here, as Grab is taking a counter, a bit of a flank here around the side, looking to find Hanzo now. Performance finding his counterpart of Logic, but Eski falling early. The OSU has to be aggressive here so they can push them back, and they do. Potatoes find the pin on Marble, and with that, Cal Esports have to regroup and wait, and that's going to allow Eski to get back with the team.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Grab here. Grab, I've seen him on a lot of these maps in Junkrat. He's able to be very sneaky, get around the opponent, flank him, and isolate those 1v1s, and make it a real nuisance for the team. And with that shield buster, you know, he's really able to do a lot of damage to the shield. And
oh my god, look at this! Look at this! Potatoes already has the shatter and uses it immediately, and it's 3 down. 3 down, and Yan with the follow finds the eliminations. A tank duo to remember, folks. Potatoes and Yan, and oh no, look at this. Performance looking for the flank High Noon on the high ground. This is going to be disasters for Cal Esports if they're not ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, they got to learn from Anakin Skywalker that when someone has the high ground, they've got to be prepared, and they're going to have to be prepared for it.
They're not ready for it. Performance looking for eliminations, and he fights 2 off of the High Noon, and Potatoes charging in, giving the support he needs for the follow-up of Performance. Performance almost got caught out by Lime, but he's able to get the stun and the double headshot to take him out of the fight, and then the High Noon, just look at this. Look at this. Grab. Now it's on the flank tire. They don't see him. They're not ready for it. He's going to pop it. Here it comes. They're looking for many eliminations here. They're looking for 2, 3. 3 eliminations by Grab in the back line. 2 back-to-back plays by the DPS. Flank Ultimates. Cal Esports is not ready for either of them.
They haven't even touched the point here. I mean, we're dealing with 1:40 left, and they have yet to make any memorable impact. Grab, able to get behind, take those fights, and really get sneaky, and they weren't expecting it at all. And Performance, with that High Noon, just decimating 3 opponents from the backline.
Another ultimate coming out from Potatoes has a second shatter, hits it down, but it's blocked. As the Spidey has the ultimate to give the team they need shield, but there's 2 eliminations coming out from side of Ohio State. This fight is not over. Marble falls low though, with Marble eliminated and Zariel Blue Boss. Now is the sign for retreat as Cal falls back to their spawn point with a minute left to attack. They haven't got past the choke point. They've been cut off and eliminated by ultimates, flanked by the side of Performance and Grab.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they're a little afraid almost to advance because they know about those flanks that have been happening, and I don't blame them. They're going to go again, though, here, and it looks like they're going to be gearing up.
Some big ultimates coming in. Eski has the support all that he needs, but they are able to melt down. Coming out, High news from both sides. Logic finding 2 eliminations, Performance only finding 1, and they had the support ult and they had the immortality field, but the rest of Cal Esports were aggressive and pushed in, and just like that, 1 team play, that's all it takes. Cal Esports back in the game. Extra time, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but Ohio State's looking to re-engage here.
Yeah, it looks like Marble already has his ult too, so he can do that as much as he wants, really. And Nomad as well. This could be hard for them to get any farther.
My gosh, OSU is on the aggressive, drops that window at the choke grab. You see it, finding 2 eliminations, and now so close. Ohio State is on the card. They are holding them at spawn as DC start finding elimination late there on Marble, trying to crawl back into the spawn room, but Ohio State is holding them right at the door, and they're finding these stagger kills left and right.
Yeah, it looks like Ohio State is really going on the offensive here. They seem to think that a good defense is a good offense, which seems to be working for them in spades, and I can't blame them. Potatoes really coming in clutch as the tank, and we're going to have to see if they're able to come back from this.
And Potatoes has another Shatter ready, and they have a Graviton ready. Grab has his ultimate ready. Performance has the High Noon ready. DC Star almost has his window ready. Ohio State building ultimates left and right. Shatter being used, and Performance on the flank once again. Finds Ana, finds Nomad in the backline. He's looking for more. Finds Marble on the Reinhardt, and now he falls. But 2 eliminations gone with a minute left, and Cal Esport. Oh no, Jeremy. No, grab looking for another flank. Let's see if he gets it here. They might.
I think he's gonna get it. Yeah.
They're not looking for it. They're not going that way. He's just waiting for the call from Eski to give the position away. Here he goes. He's walking out. He's looking for it. The Graviton's being used up perfect. He doesn't even need to use it. Oh, he does. Looking for the Lucio. Finds the Lucio's, the rest of the team falls, but no one was ready for him. And now Performance, rolling in, give his supports that Grab, rejoins the team, looking for Nomad on the way out, but another flank elimination. Look at this.
Oh no.
Look at this. Performance and oh no, they're not ready for it. Oh no, they cut him out. This time, Jeremy, it didn't work.
That really could cost them, though. I mean, with only 11 seconds left, it's all but Ohio State's game, and they've just had some incredible defense right now. They're gonna go for it. I mean, it's gonna be overtime, but it's gonna be hard for them to get the payload to at least the first checkpoint.
Ohio State grabbing Performance, trying to finish it early. Finally got punished for the flanks. Very aggressive flank right there, but they got cut out. But overtime is triggered. Like you said, University of California has to stay on car as Ohio State rotates behind them, and now they're on the attacker's side. Ohio State getting Graviton, but full support ultimates are there. The Immortality Field, basically ultimate. Logic using his High Noon just as a last-ditch effort, but Potatoes coming out with the Shatter, slamming his counterpart down on the ground. Performance building another ultimate of his own, trying to clean it up, and Ohio State will hold on point B. They won't even let California Esports to get to point B, and Jeremy is all about ultimates. The ratio that Ohio State has to California Esports with ultimates, it's astronomical.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the 2 players that I want to talk about and the 2 players that I feel like made the most amount of impact for Ohio State was Grab and, of course, Performance. Coming in from behind, using both of their ultimates, they're able to get triple kills for a lot of the times they got behind. They got a little aggressive trying to get into their spawn, but they were really able to chase down the opponents as the DPS role and get those crucial kills that just, made it seem so one-sided that, nothing particularly seemed memorable on Cal's side.
And here we go. Look at this. Every tech on King's Row, they bring out the Symmetra and Bastion. Symmetra dropped that teleport, put the Bastion in Turborn right on top of the statue. Yan on the Sigma just throw down his shield, protecting the Bastion. Just a little bit of shielding, and then Eski, Mercy Guardian Angel, is the guardian of Performance. Eski being the guardian for Performance here.
I mean, Cal's got to know that they do this. They have the demos. They definitely have the knowledge. But the real question is are they going to be able to counter it? If Performance can get up there, it's going to be very hard for anybody to really do anything about him in the very beginning on that statue.
Absolutely.
We're going to have to see.
That's probably why they run the Echo here at Logic. They're ready for a TP. Here it goes. That's a TP up. They're ready for it. But Potatoes dumping in. Logic, while he's super low in Performance, now has the point all to himself. They weren't able to eliminate him right away. And Ohio State almost to 33% right now. And as they walk around, Performance has all the sightlines on them. He's just sitting up there. He has the support. No one's able to get him out except Soldier top right gets dove by Potatoes. As Potatoes fall, they build up 33%. And now he's trying to get out of there, but Soldier does find him blind, finds the elimination on Performance, but not before Ohio State building up 33% at least. And eliminations coming out on the side of Cal Esports is going to allow the rest of the teammates to get back to the point.
Yeah, it looks like they've had their fun, and they're going to switch over to a different build right now. Yan switching over as well as Eski, still staying on that Mercy, though. It's going to be interesting coming for that second attack, and they've already built up 51% with 2 minutes 40 on the clock. That's more than Cal can talk about in their first 2 minutes in total.
That's true, but anything can happen in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Eski Pape is ultimate Valkyrie flying around, keeping the team supported, and all of the ultimates are being used on the side of Ohio State, trying to secure this. Visor being used, auto lock onto the rest of the Ohio State side, but it's not going to be enough as the rest of the team for Cal Esports falls, and Ohio State will get this cart moving, rolling. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Just have to push it to that giant gold rectangle.
Yeah, we see performance
He's
coming
stuck.
in. Oh no.
He's stuck. That's not good for Cal Esports. Lime sprinting out there. I think he gets out. Oh, there he goes. Through the top as the rest of OSU's chasing him.
Yeah, he's a little slippery there. Yan was going for it as well as performance, and it looks like he's going to poke out a little too far, but come back now. And 5 members currently alive for Ohio State. 2 ultimates. Look at that. Yan and Potatoes as well.
Double take ultimates, and now we see more of a traditional dive coming out. Nano boost being used by Nomad, though. Other ultimates grab, switching over to the Genji. Genji Ninja, try and get that blade up, but excellent stake on Nomad by performance. Finding Nomad, the Ana out of the fight, lots of feels gone in. Potatoes is showing us a circus act, juggling Blue Boss in the air with both of his hands. But eliminations rolling out on the side of Cal Esports here. Logic finding 2 eliminations, and it's just Yan on the point, trying to hold on to this. Finds Arissa, though. He's looking for more for Logic, trying to get support from the rest of his team, but Logic fanning that revolver, gets the elimination. DC Star picking up Logic right at the end as that point gets dangerously close for Ohio State finishing this match.
Yeah, I mean, this is everything's coming up Ohio. They're going to have to contest the point. They're going to have to regroup and go for this right now, or else they're out right now.
2.8 meters away, the stall fast characters come out. Blue Boss on the Hammond, rolling around, gate back to the team in the fight. Eski looking for the flank. Logic picking up the headshot on performance. And now with a high noon, they're looking for more. But Grab pops the Genji blade, but gets Visor down, auto locking onto him, isn't able to get out of there. As Ohio State with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, just have to push it 1.61 meters, but it's going to be headed back just a little bit as cart rolls back. They are so close.
Yeah, it's going to be important. I think Ohio State's best bet here is to regroup, make sure everyone is good and healed, and come back as a team, because if they're able to eliminate enough players and overwhelm them, they can get this cart done immediately. Performance, though. Look at this.
Ooh, performance with a headshot. That's nice. That's what you want to see. As now Potatoes has the shatter. He's going to be looking for it here. And it's huge. It gets 2 down the back line. The follow-up is there. Performance sniping, finding Logic from the distance. Grab switching over to the Sombra, finding elimination of his own. As the eliminations roll in, sniper coverage from Performance. Ohio State will be taking this win 2-0 against the University of South Carolina Berkeley Esports. Wow.
Yeah, I just want to talk a second about Performance at the very end there. I think Performance realized that at that first checkpoint there, that he had a very nice line with Tracer if he really wanted to go with getting a snipe out. And with those kills, getting those headshots, and really able to take down the opponents on the cart, they were just sitting ducks. They weren't looking at all for the sniper. And he was able to take, I believe that was 2 headshots at the end that they don't even think they know what hit him, and brought Ohio State to a very decisive win. And that map, just everything was coming up Ohio.
Everything Ohio OH, as we always say. Yes, Widowmaker on that sight line, down that long corridor. That's excellent. It's Death Valley, Sniper Alley for any Widowmaker right there. Unfortunate that the cart was just needed to get right there. Just need to get right there. And Ohio State did exactly that. Ohio State picking up the win against the University of California. Almost said South
University
Carolina.
of California Berkeley.
Yes. University of California Berkeley picking up the win 2-0. player of the game, I have to give it to Grab. Performance also good there. If I had to give it to a duo, the DPS on the side of Ohio State came out to play, but Grab had excellent projectile plays with the Junkrat on King's Row, big ultimates and flanks, very dangerous, got caught out in one of them, but able to secure this map win. Grab, definitely player of the match here.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. I think it was definitely between either Grab or, as you were saying before, Performance, trying to get that nice kills with, I believe that was Hanzo, or no, it was McCree in the beginning, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, and then he went over and he got those very crucial kills at the very end to be able to bring Ohio State Esports to the victory, and that just seemed like a decisive match on the second map.
It was a decisive match, but we're going to be going to a short break here, about 5 minutes, but don't go away, because we are bringing you more Overwatch. Ohio State Overwatch team playing against the Waterloo Warriors, a University of Waterloo, right after this break. Welcome back, Ohio State fans. And if you're just joining us, hello, welcome. Welcome to Ohio State Esports Overwatch. We will be bringing you our second match of the evening. Ohio State securing a win against the University of California Berkeley, securing a 2-0, taking their third win of our season. Our next match, Ohio State University versus the Waterloo Warriors. The University of Waterloo, over in Ontario, actually. Over in Canada, up north a little bit. This should be a fun match. Jeremy, both teams actually have scrimmed and practiced before. They've played against each other for practice, and in their matches, they've been pretty even, actually. But Ohio State has been slightly above them, and they have a little bit of the edge going into tonight's match. It should be an exciting one.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. It looks like both teams, it goes very back and forth, but with the edge to Ohio State, it's going to be anyone's game coming into this. As you said, the Ohio State is now 3-0 after that match that we saw against UC Berkeley, and it's going to be very interesting if they're able to hold on that perfect record right now in their division.
Indeed, Jeremy, and we are excited to bring you all of this content to Ohio State Overwatch. We are excited to bring you all of this, and also shout out to our Twitter, YouTube, and our Instagram, Ohio ST Esports. Go ahead and give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter. Also give us a follow on our Twitch right here to stay up to date with all Ohio State esports action, whether that is League of Legends, Rocket League, or Overwatch right here. Ohio State University versus the Waterloo Warriors. Coming in, we'll be starting on Oasis, our control map. Oasis is the chosen control map for this week. We'll be bringing you all the action momentarily. Justin, looking back at that last game, Jeremy, the DPS lineup for Ohio State, Performance and Grab, both getting major plays on both maps of Oasis and Kings Row, but Grab picking up my player of the game with those flanks, tires, and flank ultimates and flank kills, and he was always in the back line of the University of California Berkeley.
Yeah, I think the main thing, though, that we have to think about is the Hanzo on Ohio State Esports team. The versus between the enemy Hanzo in the previous match at UC Berkeley meant everything for the control point. It was definitely a 1v1, it felt like, even though there were other teammates around. It definitely felt like whoever was winning that fight overall was the person to look out for. And if that player went down, then, you know, it didn't look like it was going to be easy for the other team who had lost their Hanzo. So we're going to have to see who chooses Hanzo. I believe that's going to be Performance again, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll have to see as we're coming out here. And I think for this Oasis, I think Performance is the one I'm going to want to look out for, because he had quite an impact on that Oasis game, even though it was in the backline.
Absolutely agree. Performance coming out on a hit scan hero, whether it's Hanzo, Widowmaker, McCree. Also could play a little bit of Tracer. That's a pretty nice Tracer as well. His hero pool goes deep, everyone. He has a very wide of selection, and definitely want to keep an eye out here on Performance coming into Oasis on the control point. We are going to be getting into our match, Ohio State University versus the Waterloo Warriors. Let's get right over to the action here. Let's take a look at both of our teams. Oasis, Jeremy, such a pretty map. Look at those trees. During this time around March, makes me feel like going to the beach.
Yeah, being that we're landlocked, though, I don't think there's going to be any chance in Ohio, but maybe Performance and the rest of Ohio State, after they're done here wiping up Waterloo, they can maybe take a break on the beach.
We can dream. We can dream. Have those virtual backgrounds on all of our Zoom classes or Zoom business calls. As we get into both teams engaging here, Waterloo coming out strong with this May Reaper double shotguns, applies a lot of pressure, and we see Grab play his signature Torbjorn, bring out the Torb, and look at this, the Torbjorn turret already picked up 2 eliminations, and that just might be a difference maker in this play as the rest of the team on the side of Ohio State gets walled off, but now they're back in. Nomer falling low, and now also Performance finding 3 eliminations, and Jeremy, the Torture, picking up 2 kills of his own.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the 2 players for that attack were Grab and Performance. Grab with that turret, really able to take out the enemy and do a lot of damage as a DPS, and Performance getting those 3 kills as McCree. It was everything, and as you can see, those 2 players now have their ultimates to go for this next attack.
And look at this, a molten core on the enemy backline of Waterloo turning the floor is lava, and now Performance using his ultimate ability, forcing all of Waterloo to rotate around, stay behind, giving more percentage time. Bard using his ultimate, and now Badge trying to find his ultimate of his own, jumping in. Graviton coming out from Yin on counterpoint. Now Ohio State looking to hold on to this just for a little longer, but looks like Waterloo will be cleaning this up and flipping this point very shortly as the rest of Ohio State's teams members fall to them.
I mean, it doesn't actually look like they want to give up, though. Look at that. Performance and DC Star are both gone, but it looks like Potatoes wants to go right back in this, already up to 53% on Ohio State. It's going to be important for Waterloo to hold this, but it looks like Ohio doesn't want to hold it.
It's going to make a huge difference here. Eski playing the aggressive, and now Ohio State flips it back over. Potato has a shower, but he gets caught out. He gets caught out first, and Nomer uses the Blossom, or the Mail. Badges using the Blossom and falls right down the hole, trying to get back in the team fight, teleporting back up, and Fraz supporting his team as Badges gets the eliminations and flips that point back over for Waterloo, but not before Ohio State picking up a good amount percent.
68% already for Ohio State, and all of the ultimates were used for Waterloo. I felt like that ult management wasn't particularly there. They could have saved a few of those ults and still got around, but it looks like they want to take the fight to Ohio State now.
And they're being aggressive, but now they're cut off by Molten Core. They're split, and they're in an awkward position as Grabs looking to find an elimination. Potatoes Fire Strike coming in and finding it, and now they're looking to push on a point. Bar get caught out. Only one left on point, and Reaper falls down. And Lucio at ATT rolling in to secure a little bit more percent, but now Ohio State flipped over 75% build up, rolling into last team fight.
Yeah, absolutely. It just felt disjointed, and I don't know why Waterloo really went on the offensive there. They really didn't need to. They wanted to get that percentage, and Ohio State's already up to 83, so they needed that percentage, and looks like they're going to use their ults now.
All big ultimates here as we're 10% away. We're looking at overtime push here. Window's still there, and Shatter coming out by side Potatoes and the sign of Tom, but both are blocked and nobody there. Grab rolling in, turret kills, getting 2 eliminations. The turret picking up 4 total eliminations just in this fight. Basically, is a 7th player in that case.
Yeah, I mean, it really did feel like they were taking the fights when they weren't fully equipped, when they didn't have the entire, backing of their team. Ohio State was able to decisively come in when they had all of their teammates and able to take those 1v1s. And the 2 players, and I know I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but the 2 players, in my opinion, that made the most impact were the third as well. I'd say Potato, Grab, and Performance were all the 3 that made all the difference. Grab with that turret, but it looks like he's going to go with a different build now. Performance staying on the McCree, with Potatoes obviously on his old reliable.
Old reliable Reinhardt, as we say. Potatoes rocking the Reinhardt as we're seeing Performance McCree coming out. Grab opting to play the Tracer, trying to get in the back line. As we see Waterloo playing this double bubble composition. Winston jumps in, Tom jumps in, and then he gets protected as Performance looking for both supports, and he finds it. Both supports eliminating on the side of Waterloo, and he's looking for more. He's getting focused by the Tracer as Nomer finds Performance, but more teammates on the side of Ohio State is there on point as Yan cleans it up, and Ohio State building that percentage, looking to take this map of Oasis and take an early lead in this series.
Absolutely. It really felt like Badges, he went out there, he knew that there were two players, yet he was still taking the fight with the tanks, and it really felt just disjointed, and it ended up costing it, and Yan taking 2 more kills.
We see Waterloo has switched their tanks over here, switched the composition up. Bard and Tom playing Reinhardt and Rissa, and now Performance just keeping everyone in places they don't want to be, but he gets caught out, and Cher comes out one side, Potatoes finds a counterpart, and both tanks are down, and now the eliminations are rolling out inside of Ohio State University. They are holding this point 50%, and they are strong and showing dominance.
I mean, we don't even see Waterloo taking a single percent, and Ohio State is already racking up the percentage up to 57. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to stop them before 65, and it's really just coming up in terms of Ohio State. And I don't see Waterloo. They're changing their builds. They have ultimates, but they're going to have to make a big impact on this attack.
Both windows being used. Nomer looking for the post bomb on the Lucio here, or the Baptiste. Doesn't catch either of them. Alice Esky maneuvering. Excellent maneuver inside of Esky, but he does fall by Nomer. Now ultimate's being used by Yans. Graviton Surge looking for a combo by Grab, but he doesn't get the pulse bomb in time. Waterloo showing their presence on point, and Nomer picking up his counterpart on Grab as they're just trying to stall it out, trying to get to that 100% mark. Esky's back in, and Ohio State will get to just 98%, while Waterloo takes the turn on the point.
I mean, Ohio State can just regroup here. Look at that. Potatoes at 95, Performance at 89, Grab at 96, and Esky already having his ultimate. I mean, this is going to be a very big attack coming in. 3 ultimates on Waterloo with Badges pretty close. This is going to be a big fight, and whoever wins this could win the entire side.
Right here, as Badge Badge finds 2 eliminations. Takes out Yan and DC Star. He's looking for more, finds 3, finds his counterpart Performance, and with 1 ultimate used on side of Waterloo, very good ultimate economy, but Ohio State's rolling in with 5 of their own.
Yeah, it's going to be a high-powered attack coming into this. 43% already racked up for Waterloo in that time. Ohio State has to take this now, or they're going to risk going into overtime and potentially losing.
High noon being used by side of Waterloo, just zoning them off the point. A pulse bomb comes in by Grab, but misses. Badges. Now Performance has a high noon of his own. He might try to be looking as Nomer in the back line on the Tracer, trying to find his counterpart. Grab looking for the chase, looking for the 1v1 and wins it. Grab now finds Nomer. Now doesn't have to worry about the Tracer in the backline. Performance popping the high noon shower being used by side Ohio State. Ultimates coming out left and right, but the eliminations are not coming out left and right. The eliminations are coming out in blue for Ohio State University's Overwatch team as they're trying to finish this map 100% and take an early lead. And with all the eliminations showing Ohio State will be taking Oasis and taking an early lead in this match against Waterloo. Excellent showing for Ohio State tonight.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to take a map MVP for that one, I'm going to have to go for Performance. Performance really showed up for that map, and it was really important to see a nice tank combo with McCree as well. And I mean, dare I say, everyone else on the Ohio State team really was able to perform to their fullest. Their Waterloo, it seemed like they were having issues getting that teamwork involved. Ohio State with some great teamwork there, really showing how well they were able to communicate during that fast-paced game. It really just felt like they were getting cornered off Waterloo and not able to take the fights that they needed to win those crucial attacks to get that point back. And everything was coming up Ohio by the end.
Performance definitely put it on a performance for us tonight. Always pun intended for Performance. All the communication that Jeremy that you're talking about, all coming inside from that group, the connection that's made, Esky leading those shot calls and leading the team most likely in that communication. If we could listen to that communication, it'll be quick, fast paced, as Overwatch is a very fast paced game and a lot of action is happening at a time. But Ohio State taking a lead against the Waterloo Warriors early here, 1-0, taking the control map. As our next map, we'll be getting into our hybrid map here. Hybrid map might see Kings Row again, but we have a few other options. We also have Eichenwald, and we also have Blizzard World. All three maps excited to see. But our hybrid map we will be getting into is actually Kings Row. Kings Row will be our hybrid map again, a fan favorite for Ohio State because they get to use their special Bastion teleport strat on the attack. We always love to see, and we'll see probably Grab and Performance looking for some flank ultimates as well.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends if Waterloo is bringing the information to the battle. Like you said, they've scrimmed before. They should have the information. They should know what Ohio State's strategy is. And honestly, Joel, do you think we're going to be seeing a different strategy coming in from Ohio because they've done so many scrims, because Waterloo has done their research?
Honestly, Jeremy, I don't think so. Talked to Respawn, who's one of the analysts for Ohio State, and in this conversation that we had, he always says they run it every time. Even everyone knows that we run this strat, and even though they know it, we still do it because, as we saw last match against University of California Berkeley, they ran it, still worked. It's so hard to deal with if you get a great shield placement and great Bastion teleport just taking over the point, and it's very, very high in synergy. Everyone has to be on the same page, and I feel like that's where Esky comes in and make sure everyone's on the same page. All of the moving parts are there, and they are all together working as a team. Kings Row is our map, and we are going to be jumping into the action. Kings Row, Ohio State versus Waterloo, and let's take a look at our teams, if there's any substitutes, and who's attacking or defending. Ohio State will be defending first. They're represented by the blue team. Waterloo, represented by the red team. Ohio State taking an early lead here, and we see Grabs opting for the Hanzo here. Not the Junkrat. This should be interesting. Grab on the Hanzo. Haven't seen him play Hanzo yet, Jeremy.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be interesting. We see Grab and Performance both taking those very high damage rolls in the backline, and I think those are the two to look out for, as well as Potatoes.
As we get on our way, Waterloo versus Ohio State University. Ohio State University looking to pick up the map of Kings Row to win and finish this series and pick up their fourth win. Both teams throwing in as he gets headshotted by Nomer on the Hanzo, but Performance finding the action in the backline. Look, he's looking for more. Performance taking the flank, finds 2 eliminations, evens out the fight, and now Waterloo's just taking a step back, looking to get the heals from frags, and now they're rolling in with Nomer finding the elimination on Grab, his counterpart. They're looking to take point A very quickly as the tanks, Yan and Potatoes fall dangerously low, and a window now comes out. It's going to cause a problem for Ohio State. That window causing a problem, and the Waterloo Warriors will be taking point A very quickly in their first attack.
Yeah, Badge is definitely one of the most crucial players for that, able to kill, I believe that was a triple kill coming into that, and really able to take the fight to Ohio, and I don't think Ohio was ready for that. They kept going for it. Obviously they wanted to defend that point, but with Potatoes going down, it seemed like it was all falling apart.
Badges on the Ash, Nomer finding lots of eliminations as well, has his Dragon ultimate, and Bard already almost has the grab Dragon combo, and the share is huge on the side of Ohio State. Potatoes finding 5 on the ground of Waterloo, and Grab with the follow-up, finding 3 eliminations is exactly what Ohio State needed to turn the tide and the momentum, finding 5 eliminations and halting Waterloo in their tracks.
Yeah, we see Yan and Performance both still have their ultimates. Performance, obviously, with this high noon, it could be everything. Eski getting close as well. This could be huge. And look at this.
Look at this, another Graviton and a high noon from Performance, but doesn't find anything. The support is there on the side of Waterloo. Frags using the Immortality Field, an excellent placement to keep it protected away from Ohio State, as all the eliminations are showing red for Waterloo.
Yeah, definitely Badges as well as the rest of Waterloo able to just truck through, use that Immortality Field, and push Ohio State back. And Ohio State's going to have to answer to this before they reach that first checkpoint.
Badges has the Bob. Hopefully Bob will do something. So window comes out. Bob being sent in. Bob, do something. As Badges looking for more elimination. And Grab is in the back line. Find the eliminations. Hopefully looking for some more. Gets the support from the team, but falls. Performance finding the eliminations though. Finding 2, but gets eliminated by Badges. Badges, Pokey in the back line. ATT falls dangerously low, and Badges, anytime there's an elimination for Ohio State, Badges comes back with 1, but not this time. With a Zarya in your face, Yan easily takes out Badges, and Ohio State hold a point B still with 3 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard for Ohio State. Obviously, the cart is going to be pushed back here a little bit as Ohio State is on it, but it's going to be a really hard battle to keep this away from that first checkpoint within the first 2 minutes. But Potatoes and Yan both have their ultimates, and another.
This is going to be huge again. Great placements for an Immortality Field, but with a follow-up, Shatter finds 2. The double tank ultimate combo is going to push Waterloo back and packing into their spawn. Take out a picnic and just take a seat there. Oh, well, Bard finding 2 eliminations. They might be taking the aggressive here. They might be turning this around. They're turning it around. 3 eliminations gone. It's an even fight. They're looking for more. Performance popping the high noon, just trying to keep them away. ATT falling low, but Waterloo's back in the fight, and they are creeping into this point. An interesting turn in events as Tom tries the ultimate, has the shatter. Potatoes has to be dangerously careful, and no, he gets shattered. Eski on the ground along with the Potatoes. Waterloo trying to close this point. 0.42, 0.01 meters away, and they will capture point B, giving them more time on the clock. 3 minutes and 15 seconds, trying to finish Kings Row.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it all came down to Brad in that in that Zarya. I think that she got 2 kills there, and they just decided to go for it with that man advantage. And if they hadn't gotten those 2 kills, I think they would have been just content with retreating after those 2 ultimates from Potatoes and Yan.
Well, they looked like they were retreating, but Bard turning it around and just saying go. Whoever on Waterloo set decided to go made an excellent call, as they were able to push out to point B. Eski find 2 eliminations, so it's going to send them back to their spawn. And it looks like Waterloo have 2 minutes and 25 seconds, and ultimates in the bank.
Yeah, I mean, I think they should go as a team here, and it looks like they're going to.
Oh, you get caught by early Graviton, and now a counter high noon from side Badges and shields from ATT to keep the rest of the team up. Sharby side of Potatoes only finds 1 Tom in the back line, and now a beat comes out by Eski, but he gets eliminated mid-air and isn't able to give the shields to support their team. Frags keeping Tom up, and now Waterloo trying to roll around the corner and cross the finish line on Kings Row with time. Ohio State coming out trying to hold this point.
Minute 44. It's going to be hard for Ohio State to get this. They're going to have to give it everything they got here, though.
Everything they got. Bard has the Graviton. They'll use it, and they have to grab and the Dragon combo, but the Immortality Fields keep them up just for a little bit, but not enough as Potatoes and Yan's fall. They are looking to clean this up and finish this map very quickly, and Waterloo Warriors will finish Kings Row with 1 minute and 23 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, it really just came down to those 1v1s right there, and the ultimate management clearly was there, which we didn't really see much in the first map. It was really important for Bard, and I'm going to give the MVP on Waterloo's side to Bard for that side. Bard was just able to get those openings, even though they were playing Zarya, which was very surprising, able to poke with Zarya and get that last push that they needed to, as well as badges as well. I feel like every time that we were talking about trades coming in from Ohio State, badges was able to come from the backline and take him out as the DPS role.
Bard definitely showing a good show on the side of Waterloo, a difference maker, but Ohio State has their chance to attack. And right now, it looks like they're opting to run a different strategy here, Jeremy. They have Grab on the Widow, Performance on the McCree. Not sure if they'll keep this or if they're going to be switching on this last minute. We have 15 seconds before their attacks start. A lot of players do that. A lot of teams do that.
Wait a second.
Yep, here we go.
Here we go.
Grab switching. Grab switching. Now we'll probably see Performance switch to Bastion in just a couple of seconds here. Maybe not. Maybe not as Performance stay on the McCree, and they're rolling out here. It looks like they're taking a different line of approach here. So they're putting the teleport up. Oh, they're faking it. The team knows that they do it, so they fake it. And they're going in aggressively instead. But Nomer gets Performance caught out. And Badass on the Junkrat is able to find pressure there. And Ohio State has to back up. It looks like because they scrimmed against Waterloo, they decide to fake the strat. So instead of actually setting the Bastion up there, they just put the teleporter, tried to catch Waterloo looking, but Waterloo was not ready. They weren't taking the bait. They weren't taking the bait there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's like I honestly thought. I mean, given that Waterloo had scrimmed so many times, I figured that they were either going to switch up their strategy and run a counter strat or try something completely different, and here we go.
Here we go as we see Grab switching over to the Echo, and this double bubble composition for Ohio State. Potatoes gets caught out very early. Grab trying to get more eliminations, looking to finish Tom up, but he gets dangerously low and has to get out, get support from his team. Grab and the end both dangerously low, get support that they need, and Badges has a tire here. This might be a problem for Ohio State as they are pushing in here. Badges gave pressure down, but he pops the tire. They're looking for the backline, and there's more people there. But Performance saving the rest of the team, but isn't able to save Grab as he gets headshotted by Nomer. Grab gave res back by Eski, resurrected, but while Eski was resing, Bard rolls in on the Zarya and finds more eliminations. Pops a Graviton just to secure and clean up Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean, Bard, I feel like I'm talking about him a lot, but really doing work with this Zarya. They popped all of their ultimates though. It looks like though Thomathan and Nomer are back with their ultimates, and they're gonna bring them into this next attack.
Ohio State rolling in here. Eski using the ultimates, a huge Graviton, but all the ultimates are on the side of Waterloo, and they are ready, and they are there to counteract that Graviton. Ultimates being used on the side of Ohio State, but also Waterloo, and it was in favor of Waterloo. Ohio State has a minute and 20 seconds left, pushing in to this fight. Grab, switching over to the Pharah. Interesting switch. SB most likely will be pocketing that fair. That's Junkrat dangerously in the backline. Performance shoots him out of the sky just like ski shooting. Finds Junkrat in the backline up in the air, and now Waterloo has to rotate, and Performance finds a sneaky kill on Bard, and the rest of the team for Ohio State is able to walk in and support him as Ohio State will capture A with 50 seconds, and they will be getting that bonus time.
It's going to be hard though. I mean, Waterloo obviously had that minute 23 remaining. They're going to have to beat that time if they want to win it. And it looks like they're going to go for another fight right now.
They're being aggressive, trying to win this early fight. Potatoes gets caught out with that window. Amplify all the damage and healing that goes through it. The shield gets melted if you're a Reinhardt. So Ohio State's just seeing their spawn. trying to look for eliminations. Performance, Grab, trying to find some poke damage in the backline. Also, Yan on the Zarya. High energy Zarya can be dangerous and problem. As Grab almost has the barrage. Performance probably early, but Eski brings him right back into the fight. Now Grab has the barrage, and we know that Grab loves to do some flanking as he's going
Oh,
with Eski right now.
oh no.
Flanking around the back line. This could be dangerous here as they're not ready for it. They don't know where he is. And the barrage comes in and finds two. Finds one elimination, but picks are switched on the side. Bard, while not being handled in the front line, Bard cleaning up Ohio State's line and finds 4 eliminations. Not as many kills and eliminations on the side, and oh no, Eski's in the back line, and she's gonna get staggered there, as Eski will be sent back to the respawner.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be important to get Eski back in the fight here as he's the shot caller. It's definitely going to be important. 3 of them having their ultimates. Yan getting close as well as DC Star. Frags already has his ultimate, 96% on badges. This next attack.
Look at this. Look at this. Performance on the flank as well. And now Graviton coming out in the front line. Performance probably dangerously low. Has to get out. He's getting chased by ATT. But ATT's just going to go to cart and die on cart. Stopping it and spawning back with his team. And now Ohio State University, Yan trying to take space, take the early fight so then they can actually get it close to point B. A minute and 10 seconds left, almost to the point of no return as Ohio State's trying to capture point B.
Yeah, I mean, this next attack, we see Badges, ATT, and Thomathan all have their ults. And oh, look at Badges right here.
Badges uses ultimate. ATT keeping the team alive with his beat, but he doesn't have it for Grab's barrage. But Badges finding 2 elimination. Performance finally eliminated Badges. But after the damage and all the eliminations coming inside of Waterloo to send Ohio State back. 35 seconds left. Ohio State has to push it to point B and finish the map just to have a dream.
Yeah, absolutely. We see Eski going back to Lucino after being on Mercy. They realize that they can't have any support. They're gonna just have to keep the Baptiste, and you know they're gonna need Eski to go huge as this Lucina.
On the Lucio, Eski. Barrage being used early by Bard, and now Grab trying to find a place to use Barrage, but gets caught out by Badges. They were at 3 seconds remaining. Ohio State has to at least touch point to trigger overtime. They do. Graviton Surge being used, but there's no follow-up as Waterloo will tie this series up against Ohio State University 1-1, and we are going to a map 3, Jeremy. All of the Overwatch content tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Badges, a name that I feel like I was a broken record on that map. He really came huge for Waterloo. On the same time, you know, they had Zarya really able to take all of those fights and poke as much as they can and keep the damage away from the DPS. I mean, those were the 2 players in my book that were MVP. I'd say Badges is probably the one that was able to keep it competitive and bring the edge to Waterloo.
Badges is a repeat name that we're saying on Waterloo. Performance and Grab running into a bit of problems with on the side of Waterloo here. Badges also causing a problem for Performance and Grab as well. But as we get into our third map style is Escort. Should be a fun map. Have to move a payload all the way from point A to point B to point C. Should be exciting. And our map's choice for Escort is Rialto. What a pretty map. Great maps, Rialto. This is a very nice, pretty map. I would say so myself. Ohio State versus Waterloo is the name of our match here. And the series is tied 1-1. This map will decide our victor. Will it be Ohio State pick up their 4th win, or will it be Ohio State pick up their first loss? Jeremy, I can't say. It's a pretty even fight here.
I mean, we saw Ohio State, they were such a powerhouse in that first map. We saw it seemed like everything was coming up Ohio for both points, but then, you know, for that second map, it looked like they were having trouble. They tried to go for that counter with knowing that Waterloo had the information of previous match history with them with scrims, not going for that Torbjorn on the statue, or the Bastion, sorry, on the statue. They tried it didn't work, and I think we're going to see a little more conservative plays from Ohio, less of those fringe picks that we saw on map 2, and maybe we'll see a composure similar to what we saw last week.
Yes, Ohio State will be playing for their 4th win, as we're going to get to Rialto in just a moment. But, just like you said, these teams, Waterloo and Ohio State, we practice and scrim. They know each other very well, and they know each other's picks, and they know how to counter those picks. And when you play against someone in practice or in scrims, you get to know them very well. You get to know their strengths, but you also get to know their weaknesses, and you're able to practice against those weaknesses and different hero compositions, different heroes that go together that are strong against that team that you are playing now in a league. Ohio State versus Waterloo, map Rialto. Let's head on over to the action.
Yeah, with map 3 here, it's going to be interesting. And look at these picks. This is interesting.
Interesting here. Waterloo will now be on the blue side. Ohio State represented on the red. And what a beautiful map. A lot brighter too. A lot brighter too than Kings Row. You can actually see more of the map here. So we get this very nice pan view.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm interested to see what Waterloo runs here as they're running this double shield composition with Orisa and Sigma. A bit of an old composition, but it checks out. Still workable as Ohio State's running this rush comp or this brawl comp of Ryan and Zarya. Grab opted to run on the main, trying to find some walls as Ohio State starts to move the car along 2.8. Ohio State rolling around the corner, trying to get performance in a position. Eski trying to get on the high ground, but is there to help and support his team as Ohio State trying to get early elimination here on Orisa. The Immortality Field is there, but he falls dangerously low. Get all the heals that he needs from the supports of Waterloo. Unable to find the elimination, but that card still moving along. Nomer finding the elimination on Grab. Performance trying to find a long range headshot for Waterloo, but Nomer finding the elimination on Potatoes, causing problems, and another one as all kills are rolling in on the side of Waterloo in that first team fight.
Yeah, it looked like they had so much space. Potatoes and Yan really bringing space towards them. Eski not able to get the high ground like you said, and I think it really cost them. Performance was trying to get sneaky kills, but got caught out, and now we're going to have to see what's going to happen on this next attack.
Frags has a window. They're going to be walking into it, and that's going to be a big problem here as they get walled off, helping the Orisa get back. Frags supporting his tanks in a wonderful way and also picking up a few frags of his own. But Potatoes, a double fire strike. ATT bring facts back into the fight. Performance has his high noon looking for the time to use it to keep all of Waterloo's team space off as Orisa almost getting walled off again. She does, and now she's in enemy lines. Over to her left, she's looking for kills in the backline, but she is alone and she's trying to get more eliminations, but Eski finds the kill on Bard. Now more eliminations rolling for Ohio State. Potatoes can take space, and Ohio State will be capping point A.
I mean, look at all these ultimates. We see 5 of the 6 players DC Star not too far off from an ultimate too. And on the other side of Waterloo, the only 2 that are close are Nomer and Tomathan. The others are less than 50%. And that's going to be everything coming into this next fight. And look at Potatoes.
Look at this. It's going to be a big difference as Ohio State almost has 6 check marks across the board, and Waterloo has none. Waterloo uses their ultimates very early to secure one team fight, but now they're left bare. They don't have any ultimates really in this team fight. Building up some right now. Frags almost has his. Tom and double share coming out on the side of Potatoes and Ohio State, and the ultimates are rolling out, trying to secure this team fight. Blizzard a big ultimate combo with Yan's Graviton, and with that team kill, as you heard, Ohio State will be co-state into point B.
I mean, that came into ultimate management, and it really felt like Waterloo, they just didn't have anything left in the bank there. And Ohio State, using 4 of their 6 ults for that attack, really able to take the advantage to Ohio.
Ohio State still has ultimates in their bank. Eski has an ultimate performance also. They're ready to keep the momentum going and pushing. This dragon might be a problem, and look at this performance flying through the air. High noon in the air, and able to get the flank in the backline, picks up 3 eliminations, and another team kill for Ohio State, trying to rush in, push this card into the finish line, up point C, as Waterloo trying to get out just to get onto the card. Dragons pushing Ohio State's off the card. They're unable to get back on, or they will be eliminated. And now Waterloo, with the close respawns, able to get back out, find the eliminations. But Ohio State, 4 minutes to only push it just a few meters.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, Waterloo was able to have a solid defense on that end, but I mean, they had the momentum, they had everything. Ohio State, I wouldn't have been surprised if they had just gone right there. It looks like they're gonna grab some space, dare I say, but I mean, it's gonna be hard for Ohio State to not win this with 3 minutes left.
Potatoes is looking to close this out with his shatter. He has it. Only ultimate that they have. DC started using his shatter, finds 2 in the backline. Immortality Field being used to keep the Waterloo team up. Bad is bringing 2 eliminations to the side of Waterloo with the sim, but performance with the pressure on the Hanzo in the backline, tie and evening this team up. Nomer trying to find eliminations of his own on the Hanzo, tries to get Eski in the air, and he does while he lands down. Performance finds Nomer in the backline, but now a giant shield on the side of Waterloo with Badger's ultimate and that dangerous laser beam. Finding more, he's looking for more, trying to pick up Yen as well, and gets pulled, and he does. They are in deep, trying to get more eliminations to stagger this timeout. Ohio State now down to 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
I mean, that's still a lot of time on the clock here to you know, only go maybe a few meters here. Obviously, the payload's going to come back as Ohio State is away from the payload, but you know, it is looking like it's very dominant for Ohio State, and look at how the ultimates are shaping up too. This is going to be a big attack.
Both teams close to all their ultimates. Performance has the dragon to combo with the side of Yan. Dragon being used, waiting it out, and now the ultimate being used by the side of Ohio State. Dragon being used, but ATT is there with the ultimate to give everyone the shields, but the DPS line showing what they can do for Ohio State, racking up the eliminations as Ohio State will stroll gently into the finish line of point C of Rialto with 1 minute and 46 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we see the DPS definitely coming in handy there, and you know, in the backline too. Dare I say anything about Hanzo, really able to take that ultimate and push Waterloo back. That was everything. You know, it was definitely hard to say who was the MVP for that. Who would you give that to, Joel? I was thinking maybe Performance. Performance really showed up and was able to get those crucial kills during the attack to propel Ohio State forward.
Performance definitely making a showing, but let's take a look and see what other players show up here, as Ohio State will be on the defense here as Waterloo attacks. See Ohio State running this same composition as they chose to run on the attack, playing this same comp with the Mei, and grab on the Mei here is excellent on point A, because there's a bunch of chokes where you can just slam down a Mei wall, cut it off the team from any supports, any heals, and just rest of the team. Yeah. And just focus down that one character.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Grab, for this first point at least, will be the one to look for. Potatoes as well, as we go into the first part.
Time ticking down. Waterloo must finish the map of Rialto to have a chance to win this series. Ohio State looking to finish it here. Hold Waterloo Warriors on Rialto. Both teams engaging. Potatoes building up that ultimate percentage, already 40% built up. And he's looking for more. 50% of his ultimates build up as they are right around the corner, holding Potatoes wall dangerously low. But the main wall comes out, and exactly what they need to push them back, let them regroup, let DC Star and SG heal up the rest of the team. As DC Star supported Potatoes, just a battle of the Reinhardt, as Potatoes almost has his ultimate very close here, poking down those shields as a big shatters coming out and hits 3 in the back line, but Badges on the flank finds Eski. Oh no, and now with that flank elimination, the kills are rolling on the side of Waterloo. Bard picking up 2 and ATT finishing off Grab, and Waterloo will be pushing into point A, trying to capture.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seemed like what Performance and Grab did to UC Berkeley, Bard and Badges do to Ohio State, funny enough. Getting those flanks, getting those crucial kills in the back lines, and just catching them blindsided and making them look in all ways.
Ohio State trying to hold Waterloo here. Tom has his ultimate, have to be careful. Potatoes have to be careful. And now Ainu coming out, gets ATT in the back line with the combo of the Blizzard and the Graviton. Looks like trades are coming back on both sides though. Eski trying to make plays. Yan there, but Tom was holding on to that shatter and uses it to close it out as Waterloo caps point A.
Yeah, I mean, 4 minutes left. It's going to be hard for Ohio State to win this quickly. I mean, Ohio State, they have to hold this line. They have to make sure they can just stall for as long as they can, or else Waterloo could take this from Ohio State.
Ohio State making some switches here. Yan on the Diva instead. Performance opted to play the Hanzo. Badges finds Eski in the backline. See up and aggressive. Eski falling low early might be a problem. Grab using a wall early, just trying to get out there. Trying to stay alive. Needs the support from his team as Waterloo pushing in. Diva, Yan, eating the ultimate of Nomer. And now they're looking at wall off and high noon being used on the side of Waterloo, keeping Ohio State at bay, pushing them back. Tom finding Potatoes, and Tom trying to build up that ultimate of his own. Tom falling though, gets walled up by his team, even though ATT uses the shield ultimate, drops the beat to keep the rest of the team Waterloo up and alive, but doesn't get there. Badges final elimination. Ohio State trading left and right with kills, but they need to stay calm and they need to stay collected as Waterloo rolls back in. They're looking for more. A shatter comes out by side Potatoes, but gets blocked. Tom almost has a shatter of his own. Dragons being used on the side of Ohio State, trying to keep them at bay, but Waterloo is saying, no, we are pushing this cart, trying to push it to point B. Both teams stay calm and collective, aggressive, Nomer, aggressive, finding the eliminations and pushing Ohio State back as the cart rolls into point B, 1 meter away, and Waterloo will cap point B with 4 minutes left to go to push it to point C.
Yeah, and I mean, Bard and Tomathan are taking space for Waterloo to push this cart forward. Yan's gonna have to defend here with Potatoes.
All being used to block that amplification matrix. And now the rest of the team is in. A shatter hitting 3 onto the ground, but there's no follow-up. And the follow-up is actually on the side of Ohio State with the Blizzard from Grant.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're gonna push him back here. I think if Waterloo's smart, they should just take, lick their wounds, come back from this, but it looks like they want to go into this.
Waterloo gets the rest of the team back together. Ohio State ultimates in the bank, ready for this attack. Have to be careful though. Badges has the high noon, trying to find a big sneaky kill, but a wall comes into the dragon. Surprisingly, coming through the wall. But Badges still finds Potatoes in the back line. Performance now finding double headshots on 2 squishy targets, and the follow-up is there for Ohio State. Performance finding another elimination. Tom Volley dangerously low, gets the heals from the rest of his team, but they are holding back and they are off the card as Ohio State holds onto this defensive position.
Yeah, I mean, 2 minutes 37 on the clock. This could be everything. This push here. Eski and DC Star with Potatoes getting their ultimates. Performance and Grab not too far away. And on the other side, ATT and Frags, they're there with Bard as well.
Window keeping Waterloo off point right here. Just wait it out. Wait it out. That's their make your rotation. We see Tom trying to rotate. Switch sides. We see Ohio State on the attack side now. Tom on the defense. And Waterloo. Waterloo now gets rid of Potato Shields, and they are in and aggressive with that bongo, making everyone's damage stronger. And as they pick up that team kill, they are rolling around this first corner and trying to get to point C with time.
Yeah, I mean, the time is going to be crucial here if we go into overtime here. I mean, it's looking more and more like it as they push up for this next attack.
Full Dragon simultaneously being used. Look at that. But nothing coming out on the side of either of them with the Dragons. And now a key Blizzard right here. Freezy 2 in the back line. Huge Blizzards by Grab once again. Huge walls and huge Blizzards. Clutching it up for Ohio State. Holding Waterloo with 1 minute, about 1 minute left in the time bank.
Yeah, I mean, look at the side of Ohio State. Already 2 ultimates up. For the other side, only Badges is above 70%. Yan and DC Star can stall as much as they want, and if this goes to overtime, Waterloo isn't going to have much time left.
Waterloo, time draining from their time bank as 40 seconds remaining on the clock. Have to push it all the way to point C. Just have hope. Badges hits Grab on the flick on McCree. Bomb beat sent in from Yin, looking for any eliminations, does not find any. Badges finds performance, but not before Dragon gets out to keep Waterloo off the point. Nomer looking for eliminations as well. Bard popping that bongo again, and that is a problem. Shatter coming out from Potatoes, but now Dragon of their own. Dragon keeping all of Ohio State off the point. But the eliminations are rolling in Ohio State's favor, evening this out. And Eski has to beat to keep the rest of the team up when they need it. Eski trying to keep the card stayed alive. Grab switching over to the Bastion, applying so much damage for the side of Ohio State. Overtime is called, and Waterloo has to stay on point. Badges finds the elimination on Grab. The spawn character, the spawn point for Ohio State is close, but Waterloo find the eliminations, trying to close this point out, point C, so they get a chance to attack again. Bard rolling in, forcing the immortality field. Badges find elimination after left and right, keeping Waterloo in this match. Badges find 2, 3 eliminations as they are trying to finish this point 1 meter away, and they do. Waterloo finishing point C on Rialto, and we will go into our overtime pushes. Waterloo will only receive a 1 minute of extra time, while Ohio State will have 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Both teams will have a chance to attack, but start it off with Waterloo. Waterloo will have the first chance to attack. 1 minute is all they get. No more, no less. Ohio State will need to hold them, and then they will get a chance to attack and have to push it the same or just a little more than Waterloo to secure the win. And both of these teams, Jeremy, we're seeing are very close in this competition. Both of them are
Absolutely
very close.
Yeah, I mean, we're just seeing such a dominant performance right now from both sides on their attacking phase. It really felt like Waterloo had it in the bag coming into that last point, but Ohio State, just a great defense coming in on all fronts, able to defend, and now we're going to see that pay off with basically almost 3 times the amount of time in overtime to push the card around.
Ohio State coming in with this defense, opted to run this rush composition with Potatoes on the Reinhardt and Orisa, Yan on the Orisa. 1 minute, ticking down side of Waterloo. Ohio State on the defense, trying to end this quickly and hold this early. Performance, trying to look for a nice headshot on the back line. As Badges switching over to a Farah and ATT switch over to a Mercy. A Farah Mercy composition as Ohio State is going in on the aggression and the Immortality field comes out. But DC Star unable to get the Immortality field in for Ohio State. And now eliminations on the side of Ohio State and Waterloo. Resurrection being used on Badges to get him back in the fight right away. Frags picking up 2 frags eliminations for Waterloo. Now, overtime will be triggered in 5 seconds and Waterloo will not be able to get off the point. Potatoes very close to the shatter, could be a difference right here as he is charging in but gets stopped. Overtime is triggered and Ohio State will be trying to hold on to this, but it looks like Waterloo will roll into point A, but no extra time is given. They must stay on the card for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them to keep this up. I mean, coming into the second point, it's definitely going to be difficult given that they have to stay on it for the entire time. They cannot lose this point. It's going to have to be a flawless victory for Waterloo coming into this.
Waterloo has the momentum. Want to be using that here. Has the momentum. Badges almost has the barrage. That's going to be a key ultimate going in here. Once he has it, both Ryans have shatters. Potatoes looking for a big shatter here as Badges coming over the top. Big shatter coming down, but no elimination. A huge blizzard as well. Badges eliminates himself with a barrage by accident and a huge mistake. It looks like he was looking for trouble, but he found himself walking into trouble for himself, finding himself dead. He accidentally eliminated himself and gave the momentum switch to Ohio State. Ohio State holding Waterloo to about halfway to point B.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what Ohio State can do when they were attacking the last time that they were here on Rialto, and it's going to be hard for Waterloo to defend that. It didn't seem like they were really able to come up with a viable strategy. As we saw, they had a minute 30 left on the first attack, and I think that Ohio State is going to be very competitive coming into this, and Waterloo is going to have to change something here to hold back Ohio State from taking this all and making Ohio State go 4-0.
This is it, ladies and gentlemen, everyone else watching. Ohio State will have 2 minutes and 46 seconds to push it to the same destination that Waterloo just pushed it to on attack. Point A and 63.15 meters as Frags get jiggy with it. Let's see if they get jiggy with it after this attack of Ohio State or not. Ohio State on the attack. 2 minutes and 46 seconds on the clock, ticking down now. So Ohio State makes their approach. Yan opted to run the Diva, a little more mobile of a tank. A little more mobile pressure as they're moving around the first corner. Ryan Shield protecting the entire team. Grab, applying pressure with those icicles, and Performance already on the high ground with Eski looking for the flank eliminations. Ash Dynamite from Badge is going to cause a problem. Eski trying to keep the team supported. DC keeping the tanks up. As the card is not moving right now, but Ohio State looking to find a team fight. Eski falls early. Now, that's going to be a problem. Eski has to get back to the fight quickly. Bard finds Potatoes. The main tank out, but grab a nice icicle shot from distance. Eliminations coming out from both sides, but ATT resurrects Nomer back into the team fight, and right when he gets back is showing up to the team fight. Nomer finding the elimination on DC Star. 1 minute and 35 seconds left as Ohio State is trying to get past this first corner, but they are going to regroup.
Yeah, I think it's definitely important to make sure that you can get the entire team here because I think all it would take is one good attack here for Waterloo to be sent packing home. But Badges, Frags, Bard, and Nomer with AT&T and Tomathan not too far behind, all are going to have ultimates coming into this next attack. And here we go.
And when DC Star used his lamp, Immortality Lamp, early, they won't have that for a couple more seconds as ultimates are being used on the side of Waterloo. Grabs Blizzard, as we see, always a big difference here. We'll see if it's enough here as well. Potatoes and Performance find eliminations, but the DPS on the side of Waterloo finds more as more eliminations coming out on the side of Waterloo. 45 seconds for the side of Ohio State as they are trying to push it a point A and the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, this is 35 seconds right now. They have to regroup. They have to do one concerted push, or else Waterloo could take this, and it looks like they're going to go now.
Tails has the shatter. Tom does not. It could be a difference here as windows being used from both sides. Potatoes catches Frags in the backline, and a bomb being used and finds Bar. All the eliminations going aside of Ohio State as overtime will be triggered in 10 seconds, but Ohio State rolling into point A. They will capture point A, and their overtime push will start right now. Overtime trigger. Now Ohio State trying to finish this map here, pushing it all the way to the same distance as Waterloo.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're taking some space. We see Yan and Potatoes both trying to take more space for their team. And it's really going to come down to if they're able to hold back Waterloo for that remaining time and let the cart go the distance.
Tom does not have the ultimate performance, finds a stun elimination punch and thin hammer on Badges. One elimination away, a huge shadow on the side of Potatoes. Finds 3 down on the ground, and the follow-up is there. Ohio State overtime push trying to finish this match here. Find the eliminations, trying to close it out. Grab with the Hanzo arrow and elimination from Performance. Ohio State University will be taking this win and exceeded their victory 4-0 on the season. Stay undefeated, defeating the Waterloo Warriors.
Yeah. That was...
Ohio State, with that win, are now number 1 in our league, just like we should be. Number 1 in our league, Ohio State 4-0. Jeremy, the rest of the season, sun is on the horizon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was as close as they get. I will tell you what, that was an amazing game to see. I mean, performing, I feel like a broken record here, but just overperforming. Really able to take those frags when they needed to, able to take those kills, isolate the players, and, you know, come from everywhere. It felt like, you know, he had a presence all over that game. And, you know, it didn't feel like on that last push that they were really able to stop him, getting the stuns, getting everything, really taking the fight to Waterloo. And I don't think Waterloo really had a way to defend it. And we see that now as Ohio State goes to 4-0 and is now number 1 in the league. Great stuff to see from Ohio State, and I'm excited to see next week now.
As always, in any of our sports program, top 25, number 1 in the league. It doesn't change with our esports program, especially for our Overwatch team. Excellent games tonight for Ohio State, picking up 2 wins against the University of California Berkeley, picking up the win 2-0, and then picking up the win against the Waterloo Warriors 2-1. Excellent Overwatch content here for tonight on Ohio State's esports. Jeremy, pleasure casting with you.
Yeah, it was great to see you too, and I'm glad to be here, and I'll definitely looking forward to the rest of the season and casting with you again.
Absolutely. Thank you for everyone joining with us. Our Twitters are at the bottom, and also, if you'd like, follow our Twitter at Ohio ST Esports. Also, you can follow our Twitch and YouTube to stay up on all the content as well. As again, that is Ohio ST Esports. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. My name is Joe Harvey, and I'm joined by Jeremy Sussman. Thank you for joining us, and come back next week, Tuesday evening, for more Overwatch content, Ohio State Esports. See you, everyone.